copyright right away. We're gonna get the obvious one out of the way real quick. There's no YouTube Premium this week, so ads are up the ass, and I made that conscious choice specifically because it pissed me off, and then I remembered things weren't always like this. So for this one day, or we'll see how it works out in the future, I just didn't want to stress out about it more than I was about it today, hence for taking forever to get started. But just realized that it doesn't have to be like this. But let's go anyways. Ikimasho. So I have to make a conscious choice to like mute the fucking music buttons unless you guys want to hear ads about me. Peace out. Stockholders. Same shit, a different. I get it right sometime. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not tonight.
Pacifico is more than
just like that. Fuck those guys. Anyways, but hey, it's a Sunday morning. It's a fun time, and it's gonna suck. I sat there for like a good 5 minutes. It's not choice paralysis. It was literally weighing the balance of the universe. Going, do I really want to fucking pay up the ass so this AI piece of shit can keep on existing? Not this week. Although it is a good service, we'll see what happens. And also, this is new. This might be a thing. This is something I want to try, but it also constricts the vocal movement from the guy. So like, hi, it's a good day today. Let's just put it sideways, twist it. Hi, hello, buenos dias, ¿cómo estamos? It is your boy, Okami Sausage to EXP626. Here getting copyrighted off the butt because apparently they want us to hear some strokes. I appreciate that, but that is Sony Music Corporation owned. And why am I making a big deal about this, ladies and gentlemen? It's because I love music. And we've gotten accustomed to having music be restricted and gatekept. And while it's cute because everyone deserves to get paid, clearly that system no longer is benefiting the people who even created the art that we want to support. And it's a whole bigger thing about copyrights and everything. I'm not even gonna try to like talk about it or get into it, but just know that art is freedom. Music is justice. And if there's gonna be people that are gonna be forcing you to pay or to join the club to get art, to receive art, to breathe art, to experience art, then that's how you know they don't love you. So, I love you very much. And here we go. The Strokes is real, ladies and gentlemen. The Strokes is real. Vámonos, muchachos! Viva la raza! Believe in the dream. Holland may have. What is it? Yeah. No. We may have lost, but it's okay. Don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. But I had $1 million. But I spend it on. I have no kind that's something that she found. I got the pop and Sancho. And I slap her down. Well, I really wanna know, my baby. Well, I really wanna say I can't define. It's love that I need. Ooh, my soul will have to wait till I get back. Find a hyena of my own. Daddy's gonna love one and all. I feel the break, feel the break, feel the break, and I gotta live it up. Oh, and I swear that well, I really wanna know, my baby. Well, I really wanna say, I can't define that love, make it go. Oh, my soul will have to. I really wanna say, my baby. Well, I really wanna say, yes, I ain't got mine. So now make it, yes, I'm coming up. Oh, tell Sanchito that if he knows what is good for him, he best go running high. Daddy's got a new 45. And I won't think twice to stick that prop right down Sancho's throat. Believe me when I say that I got something for his punk ass. What I really wanna know, my baby. Well, I really want to say there's just one bag. And I'll make it, yes, I agree. My soul will have to. You know, it's gonna add. Here you go. You know, it's great to like set up things, not stress out, but you know, perfectionist about things, and to start it and be like, yeah, let me switch up that real quick, and be like, oh, that's why we did that the first time. back. It's okay, we're skipping the tab. Or we're skipping the ad. And going straight to the action. Ominous. Got one more. I'm excited. Oh shit. That's a Capo 3, I believe. Yes. Suck. Got it. Ooh. Welcome aboard, friend. Rising up, it's back on the street. Took my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the pain of the fight. And the rising up until arrival. That's the last known survivor starts his prey in the night. And he's watching us all in the earth of a tiger. Ain't tough, ain't hungry. Stack the odds till we take to the streets for the kill with the skill to survive. It's a tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all in the earth of a tiger. Ooh. Rising up, straight to the top, have the guts, have the glory. Went the distance, I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the tiger, it's the thrill of a fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. It's the last known survivor, stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all in the earth of a tiger. The eye of a tiger. The eye of a tiger. 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 Bueno, ads. Fuck you, I got you first. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty fun. We love music. Again, we love music. It's a gift. Anybody that can calculate an algorithmic rhythm in their brain that can quote unquote share or compose and or collaborate with that, that is a blessing. More than anything, more than whatever we can put our finger on. That is something that has been gifted through experiences, through passion, through heart, and And that's no joke. So don't let anybody tell you you can't do that without paying a price or being part of the cool kids club. Exactly what I said. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna leave you in the capable hands of our super cool amigo over here as he regales us with the news of the week. So, very mucho excitement. Catch you guys all in Flip. Ciao. Matane. Lulu. Wow, hello there. I the tiger, my dude. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that did happen. Jump straight into freaking medieval. If you don't know, we've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with the mates, and that is something that is apparently we're really close to the ending. So I would be very, very inclined to recommend that to you all. That Baldur's Gate 3 has been quite the journey, and even more of a journey being able to go with the party of friends and people that I know, people that I care about, but also people that can easily get on each other's nerves. And that is part of the dream of like meeting people that you love. So, with all that being said, that's Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow, I believe. Look forward to that one. And hey, vámonos a la fregada porque es tiempo a aprender de nuestro amigo el Naruturo, yes sir. Because live action Naruto Hollywood film launches global casting call for 3 main leads. This is Rafael Antonio Pineda over at Anime News Network. Official website for Naruto announced on Friday that Lionsgate, live-action film adaptation of Masahi Kishimoto's Naruto manga has begun a global casting search for main characters. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura insert Naruto rap, with casting and other characters to come at a later date. Kishimoto commented on the announcement. Right now, miracles are happening to me, one after another. My work Naruto is truly becoming a Hollywood movie. Nice. And an even greater miracle is that the film will be directed by the one and only destined Daniel Cretton. I still cannot believe it. I'm going to borrow this for later. Probably going to tell us right now, but we'll see. So I can believe it. If so many miracles have already come together, let us hope for even more. I am eager to look forward to the miraculous encounters that will help bring us extraordinary, passionate actors. I cannot wait to meet my characters in the film. End quote. Destined Daniel Cretton, Shang-Chi, okay, there we go, Legends of the Ten Rings, is directing the film and is producing the film through his company Hisako alongside Jaehoon Moonford Arad Productions. Avid Arad, Ari Arad, and MEU as well as Jeremy Lachman are listed as producers. That's very, very good news right here. Entertainment News Variety reported on November that Susha Hao, Red Sonja Tomb Raider anime series, was working on a script for Lionsgate's live-action Naruto movie. The tracking board Hollywood News website reported in July 2015 that Lionsgate had closed rights to adapt the manga into a live-action film and was in talks with Michael Gracie, Great Showman, to direct Naruto and Boruto stage presentation at the Jump Festa event confirmed in 2016. Yet Lionsgate and Gracie were working on film. Original creator Kishimoto was involved in the production. Tracking board also reported in 2015 that Avad Arad Hollywood Ghost in the Shell and son Arya Arad were producing the film at Arad Productions, and Kelly O'Malley was overseeing the film. Hollywood reported in 2017 that John and Hauber, Red 2, were on board to review the script for the film. Collider reported on March 2018 that Gracie stated staff were working on the film script because he wanted to make sure the work was approved of Kishimoto. It's currently unclear if any of the above people besides who are still working on the project. Kishimoto launched Ninja manga in Weekly Shonen in 1999 and ended the series in November 2014. Oof, fuck, man. Oof, fuck. I was there. 2014 was a year, my dude. Manga Naruto the Last was the best thing ever. The manga had Hinata's best girl. Swan to Naruto and Naruto Shippuden's television series and it's blah 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 blah. It's part 1 blah blah blah. Okay. TLDR. It's happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking happening. This right here. This is happening. This is it. This is the nexus point of anime Hollywood mainstream BS. Let's think. Number 1, Lionsgate is adapting this, meaning that John Wick prestige, yes, people who like kung fu, gun fu, creativity, all right, check. Number 2, Masashi Kishimoto is excited about this, meaning that there is genuine interest in manga writers wanting to become Hollywood adaptations. Meaning that, yes, Dragon Ball Z Evolution, sorry you had to sell that DVD or whatever, but that existed because someone wanted it to exist. No one's saying that that's what we wanted, but it existed. And that's just to show that there has to be more creators who, quote unquote, may have sat there thinking, writing, being like, man, I wonder if this could ever work as a Hollywood movie. And that's what we're getting there. Number 3, Daniel Destin Cretton, which we just learned, is Shang-Chi Legend of 10 Rings director. Now, if you want to tell me why the fuck Marvel sucks in the year of our Lord 2026, it is simply because they had the balls, the fucking gal, to release Shang-Chi Legend of 10 Rings. Make it a fucking good-ass film with choreography and everything to boot. And not do shit with that property for fuck Jesus, Mary and Joseph. If I could do something right now, I would do. But anyways, thank God this guy is finally getting some room to stretch out and do some work, because Lord knows the dumbasses at Marvel Productions do not know what the fuck they have on their hands. And that is a crime against humanitarianism. So, clearly stating, we are excited. This is kind of a big deal. Again, if okay, let's walk this back. If, let's say, Attack on Titan / Chainsaw Man were the first animes to quote unquote mainstream on Netflix, i.e. making your grandmother's little cousin go like, oh my god, have you seen this show on Netflix? And then we as the anime community were like, yeah we have. Why are you watching this? But that was the first nexus of making it mainstream. Going back, I would say Sword Art Online is what made streaming anime mainstream. I was there in 2012 when it happened. I actually got my Crunchyroll account solely because Sword Art Online was a simulcast during that time. And I believe that is when stuff started becoming more online streamable, quote unquote. Going back from there,
If you sit on the toilet,
shut the
bear
fuck up.
down.
Going back from sitting on the what? Going back from there, if you go all the way back, more than that, I would have to say that Naruto and the big three, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Inuyasha, the Adult Swim bracket, were probably the biggest inflection point of North America finally adapting to Japanese Japanese storytelling and mangas, which is where I, in the year of 2002, 2003, was introduced to Naruto through my next door neighbor, which, yes, again, he handed me a burnt CD and I just popped that into my PC and boom, Naruto v Sasuke fight. Holy shit, it was crazy. But yeah, man, so all that stuff just kind of happened, and it was, I would have to say that's when like it kind of became mainstream, because that's when America started adapting Japanese properties. Again, Adult Swim, we had Funimation who had dubbing on that, and it became big. You had Dragon Ball Z with all that time, and that's where I believe that we're at now. Our next inflection point, sure, we've had a couple live action adaptations and all that, but I know Lionsgate, I believe, did the Saint Seiya live adaptation, and funny enough, I did see that in theaters. That's how fucking cool I am. But nobody was there. There was a couple of people there, but people, actually, a good handful of people were excited about it. But it's one of those things that a lot of people didn't even know that there was a live action adaptation of Saint Seiya that I do believe was Hollywood produced. So that exists in this universe, and I'm pretty sure half the people are watching this didn't know that until now. So that just goes to show, like, these things have the potential. Doesn't mean they're good, and doesn't mean they're gonna be looking great. But something like Naruto and something as recognizable as Naruto, if this thing smacks the way our friend Kishimoto wants it to, and someone as talented as Destin Daniel is able to direct that, and someone with enough pockets like maybe Lionsgate, maybe somebody with enough ambition from the John Wick series, then yeah, maybe, hypothetically, we can finally get Akira. No, but that's where we're going. That's what I want. That at the end of the day, that's what I want. If this smacks, then that means that there is a fervor for Japanese properties, which we already know, in America, which we already know, and then movie theaters can now cash in on this whole adaptation, quote unquote, thing. However, the big calling card here is if our friend Kishimoto is happy with the final production. If it does a fair, honest adaptation to what this character brings to the table, then we can move forward with people like wanting to adapt more well-known things like Akira, Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. But that is going to be a big one. I don't know how what's the word? How in self-control Lionsgate will be when working with a foreign adaptation. And by that, I simply mean that look at what happened to the Avatar series on Netflix. That's it. So hey, if you thought you were missing your boy in jumpsuit orange, your blonde boy in jumpsuit orange, yes, Sasuke did leave the village, but it's okay, he'll be back. This sounds exciting. I'm excited. If it works out, we have a casting call. People saw the One Piece on Netflix. There's clearly a reinvigoration of let's call it business when it comes to Japanese adaptations. So hey, all we can really do is support the things that we care about, and I really hope that this is worth supporting. So look forward to that one. Mucho fun. But you know what else isn't fun? You know what's not fun? The US government. Because CEO Asha Sharma named as advisor to US Federal Reserve on jobs and productivity. Alrighty. But don't worry, it's not political. This is by Andy Robinson over at Video Games Chronicle. Xbox CEO Sharma has been named as advisor. Federal Reserve is the central banking system of the United States. On Thursday, announced that the leadership and objectives of its 5 task forces established to, quote, advance the conduct of monetary policy, end quote. Notably, Sharma was named one of 3 advisors to productivity and jobs task force, with the Federal Reserve says will be assessing, among other things, the impact of AI. According to news release, the task force will look at the, quote, economic impact of new general-purpose technologies, including artificial intelligence, to inform the Federal Reserve's policies judgment. Wow. End quote. Supported by Federal Reserve staff, the task forces will operate independently and with a mandate to follow the evidence, provide candidate feedback, and produce rigorous findings for the Federal Open Market Committee. End quote. Okay. It's unclear how the appointments were made. Sharma. Sorry, I'm hungry. Is the only active CEO named of the 5 task forces. I'm still thinking of the Avengers. However, the former CEO of Walmart, Doug McKillian, will advise on the data. Fed appointments coincides with major job cuts at Xbox. All right. Sharma's appointment comes at the same week she has enacted sweeping layoffs across the Xbox business, initially impacting 1,600 jobs and stretching to 3,200 by the end of Microsoft's business year. States WARN notices began to reveal details of the cuts this weekend, including hundreds of jobs losses at the Elder Scrolls Online developer ZeniMax Online, and around 100 cuts of Doom Maker ID software.
Prior to becoming Xbox CEO earlier this year, Shawarma served as president of Microsoft's core AI product. She also worked at Facebook as VP product of engineering and its messenger for Instagram direct products. This chick knows too much. Like, dead ass. This chick has been inside too many source codes. What the fuck? Quote, the Federal Reserve's committee is a price stability and maximum employment is unwavering, as is our resolve to pursue our mandate with rigor, said Chairman Kevin Warsh. Quote, the U.S. economy has changed significantly over the last generation, and never more so than right now. Each task force will carefully consider whether policymakers' means and methods and analytical tools and policy approaches can be improved upon. Quote, I am honored that the best minds from a range of the disciplines have agreed to work with us to sharpen our performance as an institution. The goal is straightforward, to ensure the Fed is best positioned to achieve our objectives in this consequential time. End quote. What the fuck? Okay. If there's any kids in the audience, please step aside. No. You know me. You already know that halfway through this text, I already started to make connections. But let's just start off by saying that I don't feel that Xbox, period, should be in charge of the U.S. Federal Reserve. Like, in what fucking coked out, methed out brain are you gonna fucking go? You know Xbox? You know how they're doing really good in the fucking video games division? Yeah. Let's put them... They're doing... Oh my god, I'm sorry. They're doing so much better at us in the Federal Reserve that we should consult Xbox and their business practices to help us out of this debt. That's where we're at in this generation. Goddamn. Okay, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I don't really have anything else to say about that. But that's literally what just happened. Not to mention that not Mitch McCall, sorry. Not to mention that other senator just died today. So we're in a good place today, America. But okay. To make things better, it just really bothers me that we went to AI Superstore shawarma here, and like, okay, we get it. The universe is learning technology. Artificial intelligence is something that's going to be in our futures, whether we like it or not. However, the idea is that these potato heads, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, have decided to abuse the financial system to pretty much generate fake credit. And with those fake credits that they've generated in the the IT space, they have basically generated enough like imaginary credit that they now no longer like have anything tangible. I don't know if that makes any sense, but just imagine stretching your dollar to as far as you can, and then imagine like Mr. Fantastic Power stretching out that dollar to as far as you can, but every time you stretch that dollar, it actually makes it thinner. It's longer, but it's thinner. And we're at a point where these fools have basically used up economic resources, natural unrechargeable resources, and they're even at a point where they've basically inflated the market so badly that they have pushed the general population out of owning personal computers or building owning and building personal computers. So, when you tell me that dumbass orange orangutan, Donald D. Rump, is out there being like, well, we can just ask Microsoft to look into our books and make our wallets bigger. That sends chills down my spine. Because, again, not only is it fucking ridiculous that Xbox is in charge of the Federal Reserve at this point, but it's also stating that these idiots who have gambled all their money on buying Activision and have openly admitted to how much money they lost on that sale now have the full support of the US government to go, hey, guess what? The AI market bubble just popped. And we're about to get bailed out by the US government banks again. So yes, apologize if this is not what you came here for today, but this is the reality of everything. And as I'm reading these papers, it all starts clicking. So yeah. Saw something cute about this guy. There you go. Well, same company, huh? So let's stick with the mates over at the Video Games Chronicles. Beautiful reporting and a little bit of more detail on the Bethesda situation. What is it? Okay, cool. GameSpot.com, just kidding. Microsoft refused notions that foreign workers' visas were behind mass Xbox layoffs. You might be asking yourself, why did they lay off people? Was it for the money? Probably. But Gabe Gruen over at GameSpot.com has other things to say. Since news broke of Microsoft's recent round of mass layoffs, which affected 16,000 people immediately and will reach double that number over the next year, a number of reports claim that the mass approvals of foreign worker visas were behind the decision. Now, Microsoft's communications, led by Frank X. Shaw, what the fuck, man, has refuted what he calls, quote, bad information. In a Twitter post, Shaw saw that while there was Microsoft workers using H-1B visas, they are, quote, not specific to Xbox and representatives of a small percentage of Microsoft's overall workforce. And majority of roles impacted were non-American roles, end quote. Lots of bad information out there. Let's clear it up. Shut the fuck up, Frank. Whatever he said. Shaw's comments come after multiple conservative news outlets pointed out that Microsoft was approved for more than 222 HB1 visas this year. Fox News was told by Microsoft prior to publishing the story that H1B employees were also among those affected by layoffs. Recent Xbox layoffs were among the biggest we've ever seen in the gaming industry, alongside losing roughly 20% of the workforce. Microsoft has made a decision separate from 5 studios. Those 2 Double Fine and Compulsion Games will return operating as independent studios. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs, meanwhile, being sold to currently unknown buyer. Microsoft is currently reviewing options with Arcane for its sale or separation. It's probably the fucking Embracer Group as the unknown buyer. Studios that remain operational, unless it's Sony. We're still heavily impacted by layoffs. However, among the worst hit, at least we know of, was id Software, which was roughly half its headcount, just as it launched its latest Doom: The Dark Ages expansion. So yeah, a little bit more detail into how exactly are they saving their money? Well, it's by selling everything that they spent their money with Activision buying. So again, you're telling me these fucking idiots are the same people in charge of the fucking US financial system? I'm saying we're fucked. So there's that. Do I believe this guy? Nope, not at all. Do I feel like the government is slowly getting closer and closer to my throat each and every week? You'd be surprised. He's got some battle scars, dude. But it's just the idea that if you're telling me that these guys are in bed with the government and you're telling me who the government is, then I know that I don't give a fuck about whoever is fucking saying anything. You know that I've seen people be abused in the streets, and that shit ain't right. But since everybody getting abused isn't personal and that doesn't tickle everybody's feather caps, let's get personal. because Bethesda union confirms Xbox layoff protest. Quote, we won't quietly disappear. Okay. This is by Andy Robertson over at the Video Game News. Video Game Chronicle. Yep. Bethesda Game Studios union workers are planning to protest outside its 4 studio locations next week in response to the layoff of nearly 450 of its members across ZeniMax. On BGS, the CWA-affiliated Bethesda Game Studios union is planning to protest outside Bethesda offices located in Montreal, Rockville, Maryland, and Austin on July 15th. It said that is on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, I'm great at math. Protest follows 440 union members' job cuts across Bethesda and ZeniMax this week, including 100 layoffs at Doom Maker ID Software and more than 200 at Elder Scrolls Studios Online, ZeniMax Online. In a statement, one BGS said via Kotaku, quote, it wants to show Xbox management, quote, we mean business, so that they will think twice before ever attempting something like this again, end quote. Quote, the company wants us to accept this as a done deal and quietly disappear. It said, quote, we won't let that happen. Our next steps are to mobilize. We need every single member visible and unified. And to that end, we are announcing our Save Our Devs March across all studios on Wednesday, July 15th. Let's fucking go. It was Wednesday. But let's fucking go. Quote, we need to show management right now that we mean business so they will properly take care of our fellow coworkers today and think twice before ever attempting something like this again. Stay strong, look out for one another, and we will look forward to seeing us all march together on the 15th. That is fucking beautiful. In an email obtained by game developers, one GBS said that the game Microsoft was legally required to sit down with its for effects bargaining. Quote, this means we have the right to negotiate exactly how these layoffs impact our people. We are heading to the table to fight for every single affected worker, it said. We are going to be demanding and preferential transfers to force Microsoft to place affected BGS workers into open roles across Xbox and Microsoft first, stronger severance, and extended healthcare to ensure no one is financially abandoned, as well as recall rights to ensure our laid-off members are first ones hired back when BGS expands. Bethesda and ZeniMax cuts were part of sweeping layoffs across Xbox business and says its initially impact 16,000 jobs and stretched to 32,000 by the end of Microsoft's business year. Xbox intends to sell off or release 5 studios, but has announced no plans for closure or game cancellations, as had been feared following the earlier online reports. According to Bloomberg, Bethesda is set to undergo a significant overhaul and will pivot to focus its biggest franchises: Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein. So, in case you thought things were great, that's the new people in charge of the U.S. financial system. May Lord have mercy on our pitiful souls. So yeah, when the AI markets get bailed out by the government, which is led by Microsoft, and when these poor people, okay, let's not say when, because let me not be an asshole as much as I feel. If these poor people are out there, are out there unionizing, protesting, doing their damn American right, and then all of just hypothesize this. If these people go out there and they start protesting, they start putting up signs, they start, yelling, they start chanting, they start doing their thing, and then we're all supportive of them, right? We want games to be developed by people who love making games. And you can't love your fucking job if you're about to get... Shut the fuck up! If you're about to get fired. Fuck you, YouTube. If you're about to get fired. And that really sucks, because that really stains the vision of the end product. And I can only imagine how many people are on their fucking desk hating their fucking lives because they don't feel like they're gonna be going anywhere in this job. This is no longer a career. It is a fucking temporary work gig, and that sucks, because not only does that suck for those individual people, it sucks for us, the gamers, because we no longer get to see a developer grow, expand, and create. And that, again, that is a fucking crime against humanity. That is the selfish choice of gatekeeping art for the sake of feeling, I don't know, I can't even anymore. But that's the part that gets to me the most. That there is genuine talent, there's genuine passion, there's genuine heart. And day after day after day after day, number by number, they're no longer human beings, they're just fucking numbers on the spreadsheet. These people keep on disappearing, and I don't think they're coming back. So yeah, if you want these fucking dumbasses to be in charge of the US government, I'm pretty salty about that. But if you're gonna be going around and saying that, like, oh, this wasn't a racist thing, well, it's a whole new world. And finally, if you're gonna stop people, did I never finish my hypothetical? Hypothetically, if these people are out there protesting, shouting, trying to fight for their American dream, and all of a fucking sudden, ICE rolls up and starts abusing people. Just think about that for a second before you have to sig hail. So, something happened last week. A lot of things happened last week. And one of them being Anime Expo in Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, Anime Expo sets new record of 422,000 turnstile attendees. This is by Crystal Hodgkins over at Anime News Network. Society for Promotion of Japanese Animation, the organizer of AX, announced on Friday that this year's 4-day event had a record turnstile attendance of more than in more than 65 countries, an increase from last year's 4,100. Turnstile attendance. Turnstile attendance is the number of attendees on each day added together, so if a person who uses 4-day pass is counted 4 times. Stated this year's event had an estimated economic impact of more than 11.5 million, an increase from estimated 11.10 million last year. This year's event marked the event's 35th anniversary. AX 2017 will be held again at the Convention Center and will take place at 2 through 5, Friday through Monday. Stated credentials for the event will go on sale early next year. AX 2016 was held in the Convention Center 2 to 5, Thursday through Sunday. It was also held in other venues such as Crypto Arena, Noble Peacock Place, Live, and Figueroa Street. A list of announcements can be found here. Yes, sir, Ritos. So the big one. Yes, the big one. Anime Expo. Yes, we were there. Yes, we enjoyed. Yes, we were drunk. And like it's hard for me, someone who has been doing this shit since like 2012, to like, you know, be like, oh, you gotta go, you gotta be there, you know, like normalization is a thing. But for someone like me, it's less of like, oh yeah, I'm there and I'm used to it, blah blah. It's less of a normalization, and it's more of a like a I expect things to go wrong. I expect to not make it in time. I expect things to sell out. I expect Moore's law, I guess. And what that does for that weekend is that it really lowers the bar for most expectations. And that allows me to show up late. That allows me to show up drunk. That allows me to show up happy and not be bummed out when things are no longer there. So it's a weird way of being alive, but AX is my ultimate vacation time, meaning that I am not stressed. Yes, there are panels that I probably would have wanted to go to. Yes, there are places that were quote unquote closed off because there was a lot of construction this year, which really messed up the flow of traffic and just the way of how one sort of approaches the situation. And I'm not saying it was terrible, but it was rough because it was something different, and essentially they had to close down the west side and they shoved everybody and those lines on the east side, which, if you don't know, the sun rises from the east, sets to the west. So those people in line were basically straight up standing in the sun, as opposed to normally lining up on the west side, which has the big building giving people shade while they're in line. So if anyone tells you that they didn't think this through, That is wrong. What did happen is that there was a shitload of people, and I think they keep on overcapping this event. However, they did make a conscious effort to try to make things work out, i.e., as represented by having the Crypto Arena, the Novo Peacock Palace Place, and LA Live hold special big events, which was interesting. I've been to all those places individually before. It is cute that now we're at a point where basically all of Los Angeles convention center shuts down and gets the fuck out of the way of Anime Expo, which is, I guess, great. But I don't know how I feel about these big ass, corporate as buildings now getting a piece of the pie that is Anime Expo. So if you keep on asking yourself, why does it go up on price? Why do they keep on adding more people? Why is it like quote unquote a shittier event year and year and year? It's because now fucking industrial assholes are sticking their fat ass noses into our hobbies and making a profit out of it. So, not saying that's a terrible thing, but I'm also not going to tell you that's a great thing. So hey, if you enjoyed yourself, I hope you really did. The thing about people and art and fans and just pure love of the game is that we will find a way. Meaning that if you were at StareCon, at Anime Expo StareCon, you'll understand what it means to have heart. And if you were there, oh baby girl, it was nice meeting you too. Well, moving on. Anime's biggest creators have surprising vision for anime's future, because Polygon says, Ryan Epps from Polygon says, if there was one unexpected theme running through AX this year, it was in the parade of anime announcements, but a subtle focus on preserving the human hand. Nice. After spending an anime-filled weekend in LA, I was shocked to learn just how much these directors and artists still value tradition and all hand-drawn animation. Polygon was fortunate enough to speak with many creators about the nature of their upcoming projects, but two of the most fascinating, including Yoshikata Amano, nice, and the team behind the Sign Saru's Ghost of the Shell and popping off for Sign Saru. Ghost in the Shell, although they were completely different projects and very different creators, they both kept arriving at the same conclusion. You feel something uniquely powerful when animation is drawn by another person. That's called heart, baby. That's called passion. Never forget that shit. There's subtle distinction because anime never really stopped being hand-drawn. Even today, some of the industry's biggest production, from Pre-Ren to Dandadan to Cyberpunk to Sekiro, are animated frame by frame. The difference is that most of these drawings are now created digitally rather than on paper. Tablets have replaced peg bars, files have replaced stacks of layouts and cells. The process has evolved, but the artist hasn't disappeared. And yet this year's AX felt like the first time I've heard so many creators openly celebrate the value of older techniques. There wasn't always something worth talking about. For decades, hand-drawn animation was simply how anime was made. It's the reason films like Angel's Eggs, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and 1995, and Princess Mononoke still feel so tactile today. You can almost feel the Oh. What's making noise? This guy, right? There you go. You can almost feel... Where is it? Let's just watch this real quick. It looks like Black Clover. That looks like Angel's Egg. Damn. That looks like me. Ah, you got the ponytail and everything. And the shitty eyesight. That's some Buddhist inspiration. What? She's in a floating chair. Interesting. This feels like a Toonami, like sizzle reel. Very cool. Bueno. It's just me with a tank top on, bro. Not like this. Oh. It says that fluid animation. Is this just like a what do you mean call it? It's just a concept board, yeah. Pilot film. Okay, that's what they're calling this. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. Peg bars, but the artist hasn't disappeared, and yet this year's anime's fully you can feel the graphic beneath the paint, even decades. Sorry, dog. You feel graphic beneath the paint, even decades later, those films still carry the fingerprints of the artists who make them. Whether it was Mamoru Oishi's haunting imagery of Angel's Egg, Katohiro's Otomo's obsessive mechanical detail in Akira, or painstakingly draftsmanship that defines so much of anime's golden era. Traditional to digital production never erased that artistry, but it changed the conversation. Digital tools allowed anime production to become faster, cleaner, and more flexible. Most of today's looking anime are still drawn hand by, but with. I'm trying to get that pop thing going on. The sound. Sorry. Yamate kudasai. Oi. Jesus Mary. Can you guys like nah? 100% hand drawn. Cool. Tools and that's why you return to hand animation can change paper where the audience can still feel the artist and what's behind the work. Okay, this is important actually. The traditional production never erased that artistry, but it changed the conversation. Digital tools allowed anime production to become faster, cleaner, and more flexible. Most of today's best-looking anime are still drawn by hand, just with a stylus instead of a pencil. That's why this isn't quite a return to hand-drawn animation. The real conversation isn't about paper versus tablet. It's about whether audiences can still feel the artist and the artistry behind the work, and how that might feel different depending on the techniques used to create it. Amano thinks this audiences can perceive the subtle differences. When asked what was worth protecting about the human touch in an age of increasingly defined AI-generated art, his answer wasn't about technology at all. AI cannot create 0 to 1, he said. It is only a tool. Only humans can create the original. Yeesh. Later, I asked whether preserving imperfection was an important philosophy behind Zen, Amano's long overdue anime that's still years from completion. Again, Amano shifted away from the technical side of animation towards something much more philosophical. Those imperfections, he explained, are an extension of humanity itself. They aren't flaws to be erased, but the very essence of what makes us human. That same philosophy surfaced again while speaking with the creative team behind Ghost in the Shell. Rather than luring into every new production of technically available, Moko-chan, an executive animation studio, Handa, explained that the series intentionally relied on older methods. Quote, "We didn't use modern technology," Moko-chan said, "mainly just hand-drawn." The reason wasn't nostalgia, but thematic. Since Ghost in the Shell has always explored what it means to be human, Momoko-chan felt the animation itself should reflect that idea. The team wanted to focus on the movement of real bodies on subtle physical details, and what he described was, quote, human analog style. That immediately brought me back to 2025's Virgin Punk's Clockwork Girl. Watching Yasunori Sumit's 35-minute showcase of astonishingly draftsmanship, I remember thinking less about the action itself and more about how visible the artist feels in every frame. Exaggerated poses, every possible fluid cut, every tiny flourish carried Umetsu's personality. You aren't just watching characters move, but literally watching an animator draw. Maybe that's what makes Amano's observation so fascinating. Despite hand-drawn animation being described as expensive and impractical, he leaves demanding for its actual growing, particularly among younger audiences encountering for the first time. To them, he suggested, hand-drawn anime isn't old, but something new. It's reminiscent of the recent trend to buck digital music in favor of vinyl, with supporters claiming the latter offers a more lively and warmer feeling. But there's also the physicality of it. Like hand-drawn anime, listening to vinyl requires a bit of that friction. In our contemporary selves tend to hate the needle hitting groove hissing before a song plays, having to get up and change every new album. Still, Amano's thinking is surprising given how Gen Z reacts. We tend to assume younger viewers raised on TikTok and YouTube Shorts have endlessly polished digital media would gravitate towards whatever is newest. But perhaps the opposite is true. Many visual craftsmanships have become novel precisely because so much of our entertainment feels frictionless. Maybe audiences aren't responding to paper itself, but to that unnamed feeling of another human being being really crafted on what's on screen. Whether Zen or Ghost in the Shell or Virgin Bug represent the beginning of a larger movement is impossible to say. But after spending a weekend hearing creators return to the same ideas as perfections and craftsmanships, it's difficult to dismiss them as coincidence. Anime has always been built upon drawings. What stuck me most at Anime Expo was the suggestion that the industry was going backwards. It was a reminder that even as technology continues to reshape animation, some of its most celebrated artists still believe the human hand is the medium's greatest special effect. Bam! Damn! That's some good ass fucking writing right there. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. By Ryan Epps, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, definitely hitting the nail on the head. I think it's great. Obviously, technology is cool. It's fun. We're able to indulge ourselves in what we can create. But the minute that we start losing ourselves in the creation rather than creating, that's when we lose the whole point. And I feel like I do believe that we're at a point that we want to lean on easy things, the easiest return with the least effort, and that involves using fake minds to create less than valuable products. So while that doesn't reference every single anime, I do think it's kind of interesting to see that there are original creators and people who believe in what it means to put in effort and go through it. So there's your animation. There's your trial. Pretty cool. But speaking of rejection of AI, I'm so glad I planned this out. You know what I mean? The Odyssey director Christopher Nolan says AI slop is being utterly rejected by younger audiences. This is by Michael Krepp over at IGN. Odyssey director Christopher Nolan has offered his thoughts on the media and harsh judgment of AI slop from younger audiences. Filmmaker behind Dark Knight trilogy and Oppenheimer opened up about the response to controversial technology during an interview with The Telegraph. Just a week to go into adaptation of the Greek epic comes to theaters. He spoke about how moviegoers have recently shown up for success stories like Backrooms and Obsessions. He knows. Quote, this is why I never brought into arguments that younger audiences' attention spans are too fried to enjoy a 3-hour Greek epic, Nolan said, referencing his version of the Odyssey. Those films are so mysterious and rumorative. I mean, parts of his backbone are like David Lynch at his most obscure, and yet young people can't get enough of them. Nice. Both low-budget horror films, which proved to be box office successes in the weeks following their respective premieres, received praise for their reliance on practical effects and sets. As artificial intelligence continues to make heads spin online, Nolan commented on why he believes younger audiences are growing increasingly disinterested in virtual environments. Quote, I've never seen more rapid wholesale dismissal of supposedly foundational jump in technology in my lifetime, he said. Damn, that's a quote. So much energy has been expanded on bringing in AI, but if you look at that generation's reaction, they're utterly rejecting it, end quote. Filmmakers like James Cameron, Seth Rogen, and Gore Verbinski have publicly shared their fears regarding an AI future in the past. While some are more hesitant than others, Nolan said it's younger viewers who may be more worried than anyone and are more hesitant than others. Nolan says it's younger viewers who may be more worried than anyone. His children, who are in their late teens and early 20s, seem to be especially critical. Nice. Quote, their judgment of AI slop has been immediate and harsh, Nolan continued. They see it for what it is, very quickly, and it's much easier for them to identify it because they grew out of an online world where they know really well. And while that doesn't mean that every aspect of the technology is useless or meaningless, in filmmaking it's hitting at exactly the wrong time. After years of driving towards heavily virtual environments, we're seeing a renewed interest in more tactile, more real forms of storytelling, end quote. When Odyssey premieres July 17th, it will feature more than a few practical effects. Maybe the most famous example, as outlined by Matt Damon, will be an 80-foot Cyclops puppet. Nolan and the rest of the movie's crew filmed the reaction of the mythological giant in Zeus's believed birthplace, Psychros Cave. Wow. Very cool. So, okay, man. Cards on the table real quick. A lot of people are getting mad at Nolan for, like, you know, presenting the Odyssey in a certain direction. And I get it. Yeah, sure, you know, like, we're trying to be respectful. Other people get mad about other, like, whitewashing and stuff like that. And I get it. That's a good point. However, this is Christopher Nolan. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, this is Christopher Nolan. This is Christopher fucking Nolan. This man has spent years observing the industry. This man does not create cash grabs. This man is here to tell a story, and he will use every available art in his criterion to present his vision of what a story is trying to tell. And then why I understand that certain people don't feel like that is the right way to go. At the end of the fucking day, it's his fucking movie. And I respect the man for not just presenting, but for presenting with passion. And filmmakers like these young gentlemen, I love them all, are on the same book, and that tells me that there is a very, very conscious choice when it comes to supporting these things and when it comes to wanting to create art for art's sake. Art artis gratis. So, I get it. A little bit weird that we have certain people in certain roles, but at the end of the day, I do believe that this man is not looking at fucking skin tones or races or whatever have you. He's clearly and solely looking at the eye of the beholder and the art and the passion that they're bringing to the project and to that role. And that is what's worth showcasing. So, let's talk about something that did not give a fuck. Let's see which one's shorter. Away. Alright, cool. Here we go. Disney is now straight up lying about Moana being the #1 movie in the world. This is by George Foster over at The Gamer. Disney is trying to bury its head in sand like hey about the live-action Moana remake, and it's now claiming that it's the #1 movie in the world and beloved by audiences worldwide. Honestly, I saw that commercial and I was like, who the fuck is saying that? It wouldn't be a stretch to say that Disney has made some controversial crash-grabbing decisions when it comes to its movies over the past few years. An easily word example of this is its live-action remakes from Lion King to Cinderella to Beauty and the Beast and Dumbo. Disney has been going all in on lazily reviving and remaking many of its classic movies. For some time, Lion King seemed like the most egregious example of Disney's live-action remakes, but that all changed with the recent release of Moana, which literally does nothing new and even brings back Dwayne Johnson for the exact same role. Unsurprisingly, reviews have been very negative, but Disney is hoping that most people just won't pay attention to all that. Alright. It says remakes #1 despite all for reason. Earlier this week, official Disney Studios Twitter account shared an advert from Moana that claims that it is beloved by audiences worldwide, and it is now the #1 movie in the world. Original Moana is absolutely huge, so this would be easy to believe if it weren't for the awful critical reviews and reported box office numbers. Oh my god. Man, I don't even have hair like that, you know what I mean? Like, come on. As reported, Moana reviews are somehow even worse than the panned live-action remake of Snow White. Damn! Early reports from Deadline have suggested that the box office results so far are, quote, disappointing, set to land in the 42 mil to 46 range. Meanwhile, the actual #1 movie in the world is Minions and Monsters, yeah boy, which has grossed more than $230 million already. It's not clear what Disney's trying to pull here beyond getting more people to go see Moana, but Twitter is having none of it and has actively been calling out its claims for what it is. All of the top comments are in pointing out poor review scores and off-Xbox numbers, leading to the post to go viral in the worst way and likely ended up drawing more attention to how it's actually doing. Damn. And it's not the first time Disney has done something like this. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember that Demon Slayer, the animated movie, was in theaters, right? And that shit sold out so hard. And then they had another Disney movie that came in between that time. And Disney released a trailer saying that, oh, the #1 animated movie in US or whatever. And no, that was clearly Demon Slayer by a long shot. So it's not their first time lying to the people. Take that for what you will. Again, like I take that for what you will. They're just out there trying to sell more seats. But color me not content or comfortable taking my child. I don't have a child. Taking my child to go see a movie where the producers are irreverent to the truth of the matter. So yeah, Disney kids, am I right? That being said, so listen, I don't really talk about these things just because like it's whatever, right? You show up, you're there, you sometimes you're on the side of the road and then you see 3D glasses and then you're like, you know what, this is it, and then you walk into the movie. You stand in the hallway because you don't want to disturb the little kids watching their cool movie. Just let them be. You don't have to bother them. You stand in the hallway. You put in that 3D glasses. You're watching these freaking minions go crazy, and then out of nowhere, they decide to do it. Minions and Monsters straight up did the final act of Akira. I shit you not. It's here. It's here. It's happened. We're ready. Akira is coming to Hollywood, baby. Go watch Minions. So, yeah, and then we don't really care about. Yeah, it wasn't really necessary. Obviously, poor box office. We're good. Well, if you wanted numbers, there's your numbers right there. If you're curious about how the movies did the box this past weekend, check out deadlines for the list and top 10 grossing movies below. Okay, so maybe they did make money. But there's that. I did see Evil Dead Burn. I wanted to watch Young Washington, but then after what happened with Animal Farm, I was no longer invested into their system. The invite. Oh, I still have the invite. That was funny. Obsession being Obsession. Supergirl still holding on. Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg, and Backrooms being the GOAT. So hey, there's your roundup. I guess they're not so full of shit, but hey. I'll leave it the discretion up to the. If you like the live action movies, that's fine. But like, I went in, I saw Lilo and Stitch live action, and I just came out of that going like, I can't believe they look how they massacred my son. You know, dead ass. That's my little boy right there. That was me. That was me. I was Stitch in high school, in middle school and high school. So that being said. How about we actually discuss something worth respecting? Because the Visual Effects Society inducts Godzilla's Ishihiro Honda Tomoyuki Tanaka into Hall of Fame. This is Adriana Hazra over at Anime News Network. Visual Effects Society announced on Wednesday that it would promiscuously induct Japanese filmmaker Ishiro Honda and producer Tomoyuki Tanaka into its Hall of Fame. I needed to reset myself, 2026 VS Honor Celebration will take place at Skirball Kurtoku Center in Los Angeles on September 4th. Wow, that's kind of cool. Ishiro Honda co-wrote the iconic Godzilla films in 1954. Honda directed 8 total films of the Godzilla series, including Mothra and King Kong vs. Godzilla. He directed more than 40 overall films, including Frankenstein vs. Baragon, The War for Gargantuas, Matano, and King Kong Escapes. His other works include dramas such as Love Tide, based on Hidemi Kon's story Blow, River Wind, and Mother and Son. He also directed television, including episodes of series such as Return of Ultraman. Nice. Honda retired in 1975, but returned to filmmaking to collaborate with Akira Kurosawa on Kagemusha, which debuted in 1980. He died from respiratory failure in February 28, 1993. Hey, that's the year my brother was born. Tanaka worked more than 200 films. He produced the 1954 Godzilla, numerous entries in Godzilla film series, and he also produced many of Akira Kurosawa's films, including Yojimbo, Sanjuo, Hilo, Redbeard, Kagemusha, and worked mostly at Toho Studios, and eventually became chairman and CEO of Toho Pictures in 1989. Tanaka died in April 1997. Wait, what? Oh, the other guy. 1997. Sorry, buddy. The VAS posthumously inducted Japanese filmmaker and special effects director Eiji Tsurubasa into its Hall of Fame in 2025. So yeah, so a little bit of note there to boot. What is it that these quote unquote filmmakers, these artists, these legendary hands and these legendary crafters and these legendary hands in their craft. There you go. What is it about them that made them stand out? Why do we look at their work and feel awe? Why do we, years after their vision, still keep that vision alive in our TV screens? Fuck you. Nazaka domo. We just talked about how anime, in its hand-drawn form, carries its mark. Its maker's mark, if you will. And we see that vision, we respect that creativity, and we understand what it brings to the table, how it changed our culture, right? But I don't believe that any visionary came into this universe thinking, I'm gonna make a movie about this big green lizard that destroys and terrorizes the city of Tokyo. They had to go through experiences, emotions, disasters. Godzilla was created to represent the horrors and destruction capabilities of mankind in its season of war. And this young man with emotions still so raw and fresh of what it means to survive a world-changing apocalyptic event took all those memories combined with a fellow soul and were able to bring this vision to life. And we, the humans, we the spirits absorbing these emotions, we respected it. So when you tell me that AI is gonna step in and carry all that emotion, I don't know what kind of brainless, emotionless, spiritualist sack of meat you have to be to push this notion of AI is gonna be the new. AI is gonna be the new music, the new movie, the new. We're gonna make so much money off of this AI shit. When even a fucking teenager can look at the product and go, this thing ain't shit. But yet, our US government has decided that AI is the best way to finance our manage our finances, which is not completely untrue, but at the same time, that's not what we're talking about right now. So yeah, it's a little frustrating, man. This universe is trying to push us in a certain direction, like pretty much push us in a soulless direction. And we the people, we the younglings, not me, but we the young souls are rebelling. That's what it means to be young. To rebel. Not because you want to be an asshole. Because you want to live a little. To that, I say Godspeed. The Odyssey. Because Brazilian court forces Xbox to restore hacked account and pay damages as players grapple with an all-digital future. This is by Zach Coaster over at Kotaku. Xbox gaming giant is in the midst of a firing frenzy. CEO just appointed Federal Reserve and has been humbled by one of... I'm so glad we did this for last. But one of their own players, reported by Tom's Hardware, a Brazilian player attempted to restore their compromised account. A curt customer service response prompted them to take the complaint to court instead. Despite sending a full legal squad to dispute one gamer, Microsoft lost the case. Nice. Back in April, Orduro Liberal posted on Reddit that despite having two-factor authentication set up, Microsoft reported that their account had been compromised and the security information altered. Microsoft customer service claimed the account was unrecoverable, suggesting that they simply repurchase every game. Damn, fuck them. Satisfied with that answer, they sought out to Procon, Brazil's comprehensive consumer protections agency. In a short time, it appears Ordo Liberal won the court case. Using all the corresponding emails and supportive tickets, the court decided that they were obviously the original owner of the account, and that Microsoft knew this despite proving the useful information to kick rocks. And that Microsoft knew this despite proving the useful information to kick rocks. Microsoft has been given 15 days to restore the account and pay 2,000 real, approximately 400 USD in damages. Wow, I was kind of hoping they'd pay a lot more. It's important to note this case is expected to create much of a precedent. Brazil takes these protections seriously. Procon makes it very accessible to pursue small claims damages, not even requiring court costs or securing a lawyer. Stateside legal system overwhelmingly seems to side with corporate business interests, making the odds of this verdict being recreated a little iffy. Despite these seemingly small stakes, Microsoft still sent 12 lawyers to defend them. The company had not yet responded to the trial, making more time to address conspiracy theories on Twitter. Since the early days, if Xbox detected any funny business with your console, you were susceptible to having... Oh, quote. Since the early days, if Xbox detected any funny business with your console... Oh, wait, never mind. This is actual text. Susceptible to having your account suspended, Microsoft streamlines their product lines services. A compromised account can have far-reaching consequences. You could find yourself suspended from not only games and saves, but Windows and Office suites. And even if you imagine yourself as an above phishing schemes or weak passwords, have fun walking your parents through it, as ownership digital games and software licenses become tenuous at best. Trending towards paying more and owning less, it's important to know you can carry a grudge all the way to the judge. Ayo! That's a good right there. So yeah, things are getting heated out there, man. It's getting dangerous. Really, really dangerous. Again, we have Sony getting rid of the disc shit. We have digital futures, and we have these companies that are refusing to take responsibility. It's like birthing a child, man. You gotta stick around if you're gonna be fucking selling people marketplace and shit. So yeah, it's... Again, I low-key thought they'd get a bit more money out of it. You could probably even include like emotional damages or whatever to your pay or whatever. But at the end of the day, to me, it's not about the money, right? To him, he might need it. Lord knows he deserves it, right? But it's not about the money. As of right now, we are ecstatic that there is a government, whether it be in Brazil, that is actively fighting for its people. And this is a win for every gamer everywhere that has ever bought in a game online digitally. So it's not political, but it kind of is. So let me get some water real quick. But shit. Did I throw out the water bottles? Oh. It's not political, but it really is. Let me get some water. Very nice. Alrighty. Okay, muchachos. I've been sitting on this one for a while. Sony's no more disc debacle was inevitable, but the worst is yet to come. It is by Claire Lewis at GameStop.com. Well, it finally happened. Sony has announced that PlayStation disc production will come to an end by 2028, which subsequently creates the implication that the future PS6 console will be digital only. Naturally, a lot of folks are upset by this, and I'm certainly among them. But I can't really say I'm surprised. I'm a PlayStation girl through and through. It's kind of hot. But here's what sorry, this is coming from a guy with a fucking sacred symbols tattoo, okay? You have to excuse me. But after buying the console at launch, I'll still have to own a few physical PS5 discs. The vast majority of my PS5 collection is digitally, largely because I'm too patient to wait for a copy to arrive in the mail, or to check out in GameStop and buy one. Girl, need someone to go out for you? No, okay, I'm gonna stop now. It's a Sunday, sorry. And I'm clearly not the only one in this boat. Sony stated that the traditional digital-only games as a result of changing market trends. Traditionally, Sony sells way more digital copies than physical ones, and third-party publishers also benefit more from digital game sales than physical ones. While I completely understand the outcry, especially given the increasing support for medical preservation and more games becoming accessible for modern players, I do fear we're focusing on the wrong thing here. Physical media is not indestructible. Cassettes and VHS tapes fell apart, discs get damaged or develop disc rot. Your little brother shoves peanut butter in your game cartridge and shit happens. Shit happening is why I prefer a digital game collection over a physical one. If something goes wrong, I can re-download the game from the PlayStation Store. But now the question becomes, how long will the PlayStation Store be available on my console? Sony quietly slipped into another announcement alongside its news that it's going all in on digital game libraries. By this time next year, PlayStation Store will only be available for the PS Vita and PS3. That means that any Vita or PS3 exclusive games that isn't downloaded on the device by July 2027 will be gone from virtual storefronts for good. If you can somehow find a physical disc of these games later on, you will still be able to play them on Vita or PS3. But unless Sony works to make those physical discs playable on current gen consoles or ports the digital copies on the games to the current PlayStation virtual storefront, it'll be hard to find and play them. Problem isn't digital games themselves, but the fact that to move digital only forces players to rely solely on only Sony's goodwill when it comes to making sure the games they paid for are still playable. We've already seen this happen with Nintendo. In March 2023, Nintendo killed the off Miiverse and ended Nintendo eShop support for 3DS and Wii U. If you say you're a Zelda fan looking to replay all the games for the remake of The Legends of Ocarina of Time comes out, you're a bit screwed. When it comes to getting your hands on the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, both games are only available on the Wii U. Yep, still no Switch port for the third best-selling Zelda title ever released. And with the eShop inaccessible, your only choice is to find a physical copy on the game on eBay. Physical copies of Twilight Princess are going for over $100. Nintendo, its most likely physical games, refuse to keep some of its iconic titles playable. What hope do PlayStation users have? Furthermore, what is this going to do to the PlayStation 6? I'm assuming backwards compatibility is off the table since this thing presumably won't have a disc drive, so your physical games will remain playable only on PS5. Speaking on the 5, this drive version of the console is cheaper than the standard version, but somehow I don't get the feeling that players will be rejoicing in the streets when Sony finally announces the price of the PS6, though I'm sure Sony will only have some excuse why this presumably discless console needs to cost an exorbitant amount of money. I'm also curious about how much storage it will have. As it stands, I frequently have to remove games from PS5 to make room for new titles. I'm interested to see if the PS6 will come with extra storage space needed to support all digital game library, or if Sony will simply encourage users to purchase additional hard drive to store all the games in. With the cost of SSDs shooting skyward as a result of AI use, there's a very high unlikelihood that the price of Sony's next console will be downright eye-watering if it does include enough storage for an exclusively digital game collection. But at the end of the day, the big question isn't how much Sony's console will cost, it's how much storage will it have, or how often games licenses will need to be checked. The real question is how long Sony plans to keep the PlayStation Store online for both PS5 and 6. What plans, if any, it has to ensure games that our players have purchased remain accessible. There's even a bigger question: how long are lawmakers going to wait around while this gaming giants restrict customer access to items they rightfully have purchased? With Sony's move to an all-digital company that has effectively assumed complete control over every title's pricing, no more Black Friday deals on Amazon, and gone is the ability to pick up a game pre-owned. Surely, the corporate control has to stop somewhere, right? In all uncertainty, one thing is painfully clear: the amusing content of Sony's iconic official PlayStation used games instructional video no longer apply. And that is Claire Lewis. She's kind of cute, yo. She's a Cyberpunk fan. Damn, Claire, hit me up. I motorcycle to my GameStops. I make an event every time a new game comes out. So yeah, she says a lot of things that we kind of already knew, but it's good to hear it from a different person. This is it. And not Michael Jackson's This Is It. This is it. This is the shit that I've been saying, that like I don't know how much time we're gonna have. I don't know like how expensive things were gonna be. I didn't know what it was that was happening, but I felt the ground shaking beneath us back in 2014. And back in 2014, while we were still having fun with God of War and the PS4, it really felt like things were changing for the worse. And I will say this till the day I die: Sony selling their PlayStation headquarters from Japan to San Francisco San Jose, California, is the worst thing that ever happened to PlayStation, because they stopped being PlayStation. They stopped being those people with the personal touch, Japanese touch, and then they became the market shills that we know today. So this is coming from a guy that has a PlayStation tattoo on his left tricep. People change, things change, and it's great that we're able to celebrate them while they exist. But if you love something, if you truly, truly love something, you want to make sure you can still hold it in the future. So stay physical. You know, I buy games digital all the time. Well, not anymore. I don't think I've bought a digital game in the past year or year and a half. Oh, well, actually, no. Mouse PI was the last game I bought, because that deserves to be celebrated. And it was only digital. But everything that is PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 5, I have been building my games library physically for years now. So I'm not really stressing out. At this point, it's just kind of sad, because now I know that my hobby, i.e. collecting retro games, is going to get expensive as fuck. So that's where we're at. So hey. What's your name? Hey, Claire. If you want to combine our libraries together, you could probably find. No, I'm just kidding. But all that really means is that Meta removes latest AI integration on Instagram following SAG after backlash. Let's go, government. This is by Zach Kotzer over at Otaku. This week, Meta introduced Muse Emoji, a new tool suite for Instagram and WhatsApp, currently available stateside. What stirred controversy was how it was integrated. Automatically using other people's posts, you unless opting out manually. Backlash to any AI and privacy infringements are to be expected, but the quick spread of outrage was a formal pushback was more favored than usual. After only a few days, Meta has already retracted the integration, although not the underlying AI encroachment. Since inception, there have always been skepticism about Instagram and ownership over the media it hosts. As it grows, the acquisition by Facebook, so have these concerns. Instagram has become one of the de facto platforms for artists, performers, and photographers of proof of life from high school friends. As AI, Meta's enthusiasm for it enters the picture, there is cause for worry about how social media network will feed its learning models. As you likely came across somewhere online this week, a new toggle in Instagram settings raised an alarm. The option emerged overnight, asking you if you'd like your posts and reels to be used by Meta AI for use elsewhere. By default, the toggle is set to prove, meaning that the unaware or abandoned accounts will have their posts regurgitating all kinds of unsavory, unnerving AI media without explicit permission. News with the update circulated on social media and generic public, but also prompted a response from labor groups as well. The subject is especially sensitive for performers to the use of their image. The feature was condemned by SAG-AFTRA, who took issue in the ethical implications of general cloak and daggery. Quote, anything other than clear and conspicuous opt-in for these types of uses of Instagram users' images is unacceptable, writes the Guild. And other miscalculation of public sentiment regarding the obvious dangers. In short time, Meta has removed the automatic vacation photo draft and apologized, curtly telling CBC, quote, we've heard the feedback that this feature missed the mark, so it's no longer available. Of course, removing the new settings toggles don't quell suspicions. Meta still remains steadfast on AI and use despite distaste from general public. Mark Zuckerberg is best known for unethical use of user data. He's the guy for that, and it continues to be true for his AI campaign. Yep. So, in case you wanted to, have another reason to cheer on for artificial intelligence. Yeah, no, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like, at the end of the day, the fact that they snuck in this quote unquote feature and told no one, and the fact that they made it like automatically turned on, is just a shitty form of this fucker just fishing for information. And like, it's the internet, man. Just be careful what you post out there and all that. And I understand that as well. But at the same time, somebody needs to drop kick this fucking dumbass, because the shit these people get away with is fucking ridiculous. They essentially just committed identification fraud on a whole platform, and he's gonna walk away like nothing. And he already got the information. All that information is already stored in his bitch ass hard drive that we're paying up the ass because fucking AI is absorbing all our. You see how this is all connected, right? Okay, good. I'm not the only fucking idiot out here. Because Garfield exists. And Garfield craps on Mario over upcoming Mario Kart game shutdown. Social media account for Garfield Kart is running laps around the decisions to shut down Mario Kart Tour this fall. This is by Blair Marnell over at GameSpot.com. In the kart racing genre, Mario Kart reigns supreme, but the social media team behind Garfield Kart Furious Racing and Garfield Kart 2 All You Can Drift didn't miss a chance to dunk on Nintendo's addition to Sunset Mario Kart Tour this fall. On X, official account of Garfield declared its superiority to Mario Kart because it will, quote, not randomly kill your game license, quote. This is why Garfield Kart is better, and we will now randomly kill your game license. Garfield Kart, Well, the game Garfield Kart. Well, let's see it. Now, why did I know you? Why did I know you're gonna be a little bitch? Mario Kart. Oh, fuck you. What? Okay, it's being shit. Yeah, okay. Why Garfield Games is Garfield being popularity titles carried to shared connection on the big screen. Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt's voice Mario Bros. Movie, and a sequel portraying Garfield in a recent animated film. That's about as close as the two franchises will come across crossover short. Another Smash Bros. Sequel that may seek lasagna craving felines for its roster. Let's go, baby. Mario Kart Tour will be shut down on December 29th, 7 years after Nintendo began its push from mobile. It's only been 7 years. Most of Nintendo's other mobile games from that era have also shut down, with a few exceptions, including Super Mario Run, Fire Emblem Heroes, and Pikmin Bloom. Console's Mario Kart World is currently the best-selling game, and Switch 2 dropped a new update this month. 2 additional Knockout Tour routes were included in that update, with at least 6 more routes slated to be added in future updates. Wow. Alright. Well, there you go. I just thought that was kind of a cute one because I love cats that are orange and that eat cheese. Cheese is a love language, you know. Amen. Because Houston Trill Burgers chain rolls out My Hero Academia 10th anniversary baby burger. Go beyond plus ultra with this one for all burger plus ultra fries and Detroit Smash lemonade. Nice. Award-winning Houston-based smash burger chain Trill Burgers announced a collaboration with My Hero Academia on Friday. Collaboration is in celebration with the anime series' 10th anniversary, set to include the one-for-all burger combo with the plus ultra fries and the Detroit Smash lemonade. The set will be available from July 11th to August 9th at Montrose Spring and Missouri City locations. I had no idea. Pineapple chunks, mango chunks, kiwi syrup base. Trill Burgers co-founder Bun B and Eddie Nugent described the burger combo as a tender hamburger steak patty with demi-glazed beef gravy, American cheese. Nice. Oh god, I'm fucking hungry. And cabbage and onion, on top of the sesame citrus dressing, and served with the Trill Burgers seasoned fries, plus ultra fries and Trill Burgers in-house seasoned fries, topped with okonomi sauce, mayonnaise, Japanese furikake seasoning, bonito flakes, dried tuna shaved onto paper-thin flakes. Detroit Smash Lemonade will be made of lemon, pineapple cheese, slice of mango, and kiwi syrup base. Trill Burgers previewed the menu items on its Instagram account. Hey, what's up? It's the Trill OG Bun B. Let's fucking go. I love that this is where we're at in the universe. Anime collaboration with hamburgers. Let's fucking go. Where is the Zenless Zone Zero and the Burger Girl collaboration? Let's go. Cartoon? What'd you fucking... Oh, I'm just kidding. Call it cartoon. He said an anime cartoon? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? This is an amazing burger and a different burger for us. Of course, you can see it's not a smash. Hamburger steak, yeah. Covered in a semi-glazed beef gravy. That's the demi-glaze sauce that they use for the curry burgers. That's good. Coleslaw. It gives it like a stronger reflection for the instead of lettuce. That'll make that beef stand out. The flavor of the beef stand out more. This is just a standard Japanese toppings on top of from fries. Very nice. I'm not gonna say just, but you know, flavor. Mayonnaise. Yeah, baby. Furikake, imagino. Ese está muy bonito. Gracias. He knows what he's saying. Okay. That's pretty cool. I would get down with that. I would get down with that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. And lemonade. I love lemonade. I'm a huge fan of citrusy drinks. Sheesh, because Deku's green. Hell yeah. That's where we're at in the year of our Lord 2026. Let's fucking go. Now, I don't live in Detroit smashing, but your boy knows how to smash. Anyways. Hero Academia Troll Burgers released a shirt character Izudeku on jersey becoming #1 on the hero on his back. 10th anniversary logo with Troll Burgers branded on the front. The shirt will be available using text from 2 sauces and white. I love that. I love that it's just him making his way across. Ah, so good. Troll Burgers is no stranger to annual collaborations. Change previously partnered with Spy Family in 2025. Spy Family Troll Burger. What? I didn't know that. Jesus, I'm out of the game, guys. I need, I need to get back into the burger game. Damn it. All right, but that's cool. That's genuinely cool. Again, this is food. I love food. Art is food. Food is art. I love that we're combining anime and food. I wish there was more of a chance for someone like me to try it out. I don't feel like driving 12 hours all the way out to 20 hours all the way out to Texas. But if I had to, I would consider it. That being said, yeah, man. Homie's out here, he's making deals, and it's cool. We're doing collaborations with anime properties, and that is something that has become more and more common in this day. Some people might call it mainstream, and while that is technically true, the fact that we can still share the art and smile at the people who care about the things that we care about is the blessing, the gift in itself. So if you're out there, please, in the Houston area, please enjoy a delicious burger for me, because I'm fucking hungry right now. But we're gonna wrap this one up with a bit of intense news for the end of the day. Kiki's delivery service, Akiko Hayashi, dies at 81. This is by Nitatai over at the Anime News Network. He illustrated many children's books, including Miki's First Errands and There's a Hippo in My Bath. Japanese news outlets the Mainichi reported on Wednesday children's book author and illustrator Akiko Hayashi died of pneumonia on July 1st in a hospital in Nagano Prefecture. She was 81. She was well known for illustrating the first novel of Eiko's Kandono's children's novel, Kiki's Delivery Service, which Studio Ghibli adapted into a film in 1989. She also illustrated Yoriko Tsutsui books Miki's First Errand and Kyoko Matsuka's There's a Hippo in My Bath. Cute. Hippo for Christmas. Hayashi wrote her own picture books as well, including Good Evening, Mr. Moon, and Aki and the Fox. Hayashi began her career in 1973 with a picture book of Kamihi Hoki. She won numerous awards during her career, including second Ehon Nippon Award and the Fine Arts Prize of Sankei Children's Books Publishing Culture Award. And so, it is with a heart that we respect. Because again, what makes an artist a legend? Why do we respect these visions years into the future? If not for the simple fact that the emotions she portrayed on that paper reached the emotions of everyone that read those books. Shit. It even reached the emotions of one Hayao Miyazaki. And that was the beginning of something grand. So, if you're out there and you're wondering, why even create? Why build? Why experiment? Why address? Why not just factorize? And why not just streamline? And why not just ignore all human emotion, respect, Well, simply put, everything in this universe has a price. Whether that be your time, whether that be your emotion, whether that be your effort. But it's not always that those efforts are rewarded, right? Some people live their whole lives without feeling a sense of accomplishment, which is indeed very sad. But it's within those stories, within those moments where no one is looking, where privacy is paramount. I imagine in those lonely midnight moments, gazing upon the stars, seeing the shine of the moon, one's heart becomes whole. And the power to extract that emotion, that vision, that dream, that hope, and to share that with the universe. Now that's a superpower.
One question.
Cállate la fregada madre puta verga que te pinche mamada fregate. Fuck you, YouTube. Says Frankenstein. They got me. They got me. They caught me. They got me. The government's after me. So it's important, man. It's important. It's important that we fucking create because we feel a desire to create. We're not just being fucking shoved into a desk, shoved a pencil in our hands and told to recreate this image because that's what the general market AI has predicted that the market needs right now. It's not a need. We need things. We want things. But to be something, you can't fake that. You can't fake passion. You can't fake love. You can't. You can only fake yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that those who have envisioned, those who have dreamed, those who have decided to leave their mark upon this earth with a hope of peace and respect and understanding rather than a place of egotistical indulgence. I really hope those people still exist. In a world where it feels like we're being more corporatized and more condensed to this AI universe where machine work, it does feel like we're losing more of our humanity. And if that is the price to pay, can't really say if it's worth it. So, with all that being said, Miss Akiko Hayashi. Crappy asshole gentleman who passed away and probably has family members that cared about him. He's a US senator, don't worry about him. We receive your story. The world changes, the world moves, and that change can scare many people. Shit. that change, that destruction can kill people. But for those of us who survived, those of us who stood in the flames of ashes and decided to pick up a pencil to share what they have learned, those people, those are the people worth listening to. So, requiesco de pace, and I hope your future is that's it. We knew. Well, that was awkward. No, it wasn't. I think we're okay with the water. Maybe I should get water. Hi. How was it? Did you guys have fun? Yippers. It's a crazy world out there. Clearly, a lot of things are in motion. I would say that people who don't really understand the powers that we're dealing with are still serving their sentence in the Senate, and people who should be serving the populace with knowledge of the things we're currently dealing with are not being allowed to sit in that room. So, if we can respect that everybody has their time and place and their moments to share, to shine, to teach the populace without allowing that teaching to become your ego, then I would hope and believe that we can slowly start to envision a future that not just benefits the individuals, but can benefit our futures. And it really is that difficult, as I stand here with the fucking I turn a PC running, a 4K TV, another PC in the living room, lights blaring at me from air connection, and an AC powering. As I sit here using the power grid, fully acknowledging that the technology that we have normalized is also been a progress of energy consumption. It's how we use these energies, these powers, that really will build our future. If we use our fuels without caring, if we burn through our processing, then what is going to be left in the future? And that is the thing that CEOs and corporations that are invested in the bottom line, the numbers, do not know how to interpret. Or they have interpreted it, but they generally do not care. And that should be terrifying. So I'm gonna get off my house because I just wanna sing, and I think my roommates are outside. It's time to get cereal, baby. That really hurt. But let me know what you think, man. Should I play for should I play? Should I pay for the YouTube Premium? Cause like I don't know, the ads were annoying AF, but I guess we made it work out. So there's something there. But yeah, just looking forward to this future, and hopefully, I I do believe there's enough people out there that are starting to talk. And at the end of the day, that's all we can really hope for, right? Not only that we will be out there talking with them, but that these not only that people will stand up and talk for us in our places, but to start the conversation, but that we are able to also go out there and join the conversation to help support and to help show these people that we are affected by these decisions. And if your decisions, if your processing no longer reflects the just the consequences of your decisions, then we the people have a right to stand up to your decisions and change the status quo. And without that sounding like a revolution or guerrilla warfare, it's kind of where we're at. So hoping for a better future, hoping for a better tomorrow, and that only happens if we show love today. So, vámonos la fregada. Oh shit.
My mornings are simple.
Fuck you, YouTube. And it's like $16 for the fucking YouTube. How long has it been $16? I've been paying for YouTube Prime or Premium for like years already. I hate YouTube. Need a new streaming service. Every time I think of you, I feel shot right through me in the bottom blue. It's no problem of mine, but it's the problem I find. Living life that I leave behind. There's no sense in telling me wisdom of a fool won't set you free, but it's the way that it goes, and that somebody knows. Every day my confusion grows. Shit. Every time I see you falling, get down on my knees and pray, waiting for the final moment to say the words that I can't say. I feel fine now, I feel good, feeling like I never should. Whenever I get this way, I just don't want to say. Be ourselves like we were yesterday. I'm not sure what this could mean. Don't think you're right, have you seen? I do admit to myself that if I hurt someone else, I'll never see just what we're meant to mean. Every time I see you falling, get down on my knees and pray, waiting for the final moment to say the words that I can't say. Every time I see you falling, get down on my knees and pray, waiting for the final moment to say the
that I can see. That was longer than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. We're gonna try something because this song is like very not tuned. We're just gonna go. So I also think the roommates are outside. So hey. Now I'm nervous. I forgot what I did earlier, but I thought I was gonna do something about it. Let's go. This is my boy. Rest in peace. Love you, Chester. Your homie. Oh, it's for Naruto. I am a little bit aloneness, a little bit disregard, handful of claims that I can't help the fact that everyone can see the scars. I am what you want to be, what I want you to feel. Feels like it's not what I do, I can't convince you just to believe this is real. So I let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Crack awake, pretend that I'm not, 'cause I'll be there cause you're all I got. I can't take the way you did before. Just turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't heal this damage anymore. Just turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I'm a bit of an insecure, a little unconfident. I can't understand what I can do, sometimes it don't make sense. I am what you never wanted to say, but I never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So I let go, watching you turn it back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be there cause you're all that I got. I can feel, turn your back away, turn your back on me, I won't be ignored, I won't heal this damage anymore, turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. You gotta listen to me. I can't do this right now. You gotta listen to me right now. They're outside. Can't feel the way you did before. Turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Your back on me, turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't heal this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I can't feel it before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't heal this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. No, I can't do it. They're outside. I promise it was better the first time around. Demo. I think that's just about it. Because they're here. And it's time to go have fun. Gonna make some food.
So, leave you all to it with that one.
Stuff Crush just entered.
Son of a bitch. And yeah, man, I'll have to think about it. I personally, I'm okay with not paying for YouTube Premium. I'm like, good. I'm done. The reason I freaking took like 30 minutes just thinking about whether or not I wanted to fucking pay for the premium or not today, just was for the general point of today. For the general point of today, I would probably pay for it, but it's fucking like 16 something bucks, which is fucking ridiculous if you really think about it. And that's why we're here. So hey, be cool. Don't let anybody hold you back. Cancel Disney Plus. He says. Sheesh. Sing a song, I paint a picture. My baby's gone, but I don't miss her. And like a swan, I don't miss swimming. All my friends left, and they don't miss me. Can take it, babe. Your body, it talks to me, like in the movie, babe. Let it resonate, yeah. I want your time. Don't ask me questions that you don't want. The answer to love you in the morning, so you know it's no lie. You're hiding in the background and you wanna be found. I got you on my back and now you gotta think fast. You're hiding in the background and you wanna be found. Take it easy, maybe. Get down, it's automatic. I come to believe that it's too much. Time is evil. I'm transitioning, making your body wait like on an airplane. Please, baby, take me away, yeah. I want your time. Don't ask me questions that you don't want. Ooh. The answers to fire just like a child, yeah. Hey, na 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 na. I'm still hungry, I'm staying hungry, I'm staying hungry, I'm staying hungry, I'm getting angry, I'm still hungry, I'm getting angry, still hungry. Thank you. Fuck out of your YouTube ads. See you later. Bye. Jesus, man, just. Out of the skin in your story, yeah, yeah. Why'd you let them choose your body? Yeah, yeah. I've been waiting inside there, yeah. Please don't be long, 'cause I want you to run. I don't have none without your love. Life is too short, and I will live for you. Nobody knows. Forever I will live for you, my selfish love. Bite my tongue and wait my turn, waiting for a century. Let's no lessons learned. Try and free the enemy. I'm not there, I just don't care. I'm not listening in your hair. I'm not there, never there. I'm not since you what and when. It would put that guy's song out there. Let's get copyrighted. There's no karaoke of this. So we're just gonna do this. Copyrighted, please. Thought they ever explained.
Out of time, chasing dreams that I haven't brought to life. Now I'm smoking in the bedroom, trying to go to sleep. Overthinking tends to keep me up. Have you ever heard of midnight love? She told me you are always in a rush. She asked me when to touch. Have you ever heard of midnight love?
Found lyrics. No, fuck you. Fucking stupid. What the hell, the verga? Send me to Spotify. Why the fuck would I be in Spotify? verifying I'm not a bot. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Technology, stop being a bitch for 2 seconds.
I'm on passenger side. She turns to me and told me everything about when we first met. And
Reminding me that, baby, you're just enough. You are always in a rush. She asked me with her touch, have you ever heard of me? I love you. You are always in a rush. She asked me with her touch, have you ever heard of me? I love you. Was that it? That's pretty much it. Anyways, we need to get more fucking not copyrighted shit into the universe so people can actually start posting their fucking songs on the universe. So fuck you, YouTube, and your stupid ass bullshit with your fucking premium membership, because apparently you can only use that. Apparently the only reason they want that is because they want to charge people for money for music. Look at the paper, or look at the fine print. Trust, it's there. So, with all that being said, I really hope YouTube burns down one of these days. Solely just so I can see what happens. But hey, we'll deal with that together. Until then, take care. I love you. Ciao. Matane. Thank you, Amari. I really like your name.